The Word Quest talent show. The poster had been put up early, and by lunchtime it had already gathered a crowd. A student read it out loud, then laughed. "Why does the border say decorum?" Coach Ray's voice was heard from behind them. "Because tomorrow, everyone gets a moment on stage. That moment deserves respect." After the last bell, backpacks weren't headed home. They were headed toward the hall. A kid pointed at the chalk arrows. "So we're supposed to converge here?" Near nodded. If Coach Ray says gather, he means practice. If he says converge, he means challenge. The board had been set up like a comfort blanket. Coach Ray tapped it. The default plan is simple. You practice, you perform, you bow, you go home proud. Ben looked relieved. That sounds safe. Mina quietly smiled, as if a safety had never lasted long in this gym. Then the cart squeaked onto the stage and the room went still. Coach Ray announced, "A new challenge." Confusion spread across faces like a wave. "This compendium holds 25 words, Coach Ray said. Your skit must use every single one, without losing the audience." Coach Ray lifted the clipboard like a referee showing a rule card. "Make it cogent," he said. "If people can't follow it, they can't enjoy it." Ben swallowed. "So we can't just say the words?" Coach Ray's grin returned. "You can say them. But they need to belong." A marker squeaked as 3 boxes were drawn. "Before you decorate it," Coach Ray said, "delineate it. Beginning, middle, end." Near leaned forward, relieved. "Now we're building something real." Coach Ray pointed at the meter. "Make the skit commensurate with the challenge." Mina whispered, "He means no tiny story." Coach Ray nodded as if he'd heard her. "Exactly. Give the audience a reason to care." Snacks were placed on the table like props for a show inside the show. "I'm a snack connoisseur," Mina declared. "If we get boring, everyone's eyes will drift to chips." Ben looked alarmed. "Is that true?" Mina nodded. "I've seen it happen." Near's list had already been made, maybe 2 lists. "We stay compliant," as she said, tapping the page. "All words used. No missing pieces." Coach Ray approved with a single nod. "Good. Now make it human." Ideas were offered, and Ben agreed to all of them, too fast. "Sure. Perfect. Love it," he said, again and again. Near leaned close. "You're being complacent. We need your real opinion, not your polite echo." Ben blinked. "Okay. I'll try." A dragon was drawn. A sandwich was drawn. Both were pointed at the same time. A contention started, quiet, then sharper. Mina said, "The dragon has heart." Ben said, "The sandwich is funny." Neither wanted to blink first. Voices rose. Markers tapped. The air tightened. Near stepped back. "This is getting contentious," as she warned. Coach Ray's gaze was felt before his voice was heard. "Careful. Don't ruin tomorrow before it arrives." Ben tried to lighten the mood and chose the wrong kind of joke. A little laugh escaped him. "Dragon stuff is kind of old." Mina's expression hardened. "That sounded like deride," as she said, quietly. Ben's smile vanished. "I didn't mean it that way." Near stepped in immediately, voice calm but firm. No one gets to denigrate anyone here, she said. Not in practice, not on stage. Coach Ray didn't interrupt. He simply watched, letting them learn the difference between fun and harm. Ben's fear finally came out as a real sentence instead of a jab. I'm worried it might feel derivative, he admitted. Like the audience has seen it 100 times. Meener's shoulders lowered. That's a fair worry, she said. That's not what you sounded like before. Ben nodded, embarrassed. I know. To repair the mood, everyone offered his solutions all at once. Time machine. Pickle sidekick. Dance battle. Near stared at the board. This will confound the audience, she said. They won't know where to look. Coach Ray sighed. More isn't always better. The story didn't feel like a story anymore. It felt like a storm of ideas. Meener rubbed her forehead. This is convoluted, she said. We're burying the joke under noise. Ben murmured, I can't even repeat it back now. Silence arrived, the kind that meant nobody knew what to do next. Meener finally spoke. We've got a conundrum. We need one clean story, and we keep splitting. Near nodded. We don't need more ideas. We need one decision. The clock was checked. Then checked again. Ben admitted, this is starting to daunt me. Coach Ray's voice softened. That feeling means you care. Don't let it steer you. Ben drifted toward the curtain without meaning to. I'm going to wreck this, he whispered. Near replied gently, don't go craven on us now. Coach Ray added, steady and quiet, stay. Courage isn't loud. Sometimes it's just not leaving. Meener's voice changed, not weaker, just kinder. I'll show deference, she said. Tell me your best sandwich version. I'll listen without fighting. Ben looked up, surprised. Really? Meener nodded. Really? Then you listen to my dragon version the same way. Near spoke like someone setting a bridge in place. Let's go conciliatory, she said. Dragon and sandwich, partners. That way both ideas live. Ben's eyes widened. A brave sandwich teaching a dragon manners? Meener smiled. And a dragon protecting the sandwich from a grumpy toaster. Ben held the card out with both hands. I'm contrite, he said. I was trying to be funny and I was just hurtful. Meener read it, then nodded once. That's the first smart thing you've said all afternoon, she teased, gently, this time. Ben laughed, relieved. Meener set the boundary like a final piece of the stage. I don't condone mean jokes, she said. Not when we're stressed. Not when we're performing. Near added, a funny is allowed. Cruel isn't. Coach Ray nodded, satisfied. Good. Rehearse it like you mean it. The next day arrived like a spotlight, too bright to ignore. Backstage, Ben's hands shook, but he stayed. Near checked her list, steady as a drumbeat. Meener listened to the audience noise and smiled like a judge hearing good news. On stage, the dragon roared at the toaster, then remembered manners and bowed. The sandwich spoke bravely. The toaster got buried in a ridiculous paper toast blizzard. Laughter rose, then applause followed. Clean, warm applause, the kind that meant the audience understood. Coach Ray watched them bow and didn't interrupt. He let the moment belong to them. And at the coda, as the curtain swayed and the lights dimmed, the same promise from the poster felt true. The stage had been treated with respect, and the team had finished together. The end.